Hey YouTube, Elite Legionario here, and today I'm bringing you a 6-player free-for-all for Rome Total War. I'm in command of Parthia, as you can see. My army consists of 6 cataphracts, 5 which are gold, 1 which is silver, 4 units of gold attack regular archers, and 2 units of gold attack horse archers. My initial opponent, Dark Lord Sauron, is in command of Seleucid Empire. He has 4 units of regular Silver Shield Pikemen, 2 Silver Shield Legionnaires, 3 Cataphracts, 3 General's Armoured Bodyguards, and 8 regular archers. The only thing that's got upgrades in his army is this 1 unit of Silver Shields that's silver. Over this way, hidden away here in the forest, is Julian, who is in command of the Germania, and what's revealed here is 7 units of barbarian noble cavalry, no upgrades, but that's breaking CWB. But this person I don't think understood any English, so I'll let them away with it. Now unfortunately Macedon, Carthage and Gaul over here all had connection problems, and they either quit or they had to be dropped. So these 3 are completely AI controlled, so we're pretty much going to ignore them the whole battle. I was originally going to fight Gaul because I thought it would play more into the hands of Parthia better, but I decided against it because it was AI, and I don't want to do that because the AI is too easy an opponent. So it's just me, who is Parthia, Dark Lord Sauron, who is the Seleucid Empire, and out there in the woods, Julian, who is Germania. They're the only human players in this battle. So unfortunately that sometimes happens when you do 6 FFAs. People do have connection problems, and here in New Zealand where I am, the internet connection's not always the best, not compared to places like America or England or something. So unfortunate, but it happens. Doesn't happen that often, thankfully, but it does happen here and there. So there's still 3 of us though, and I can tell you I set out to fight both the human players in this battle, so it's still fair in that I fight humans and not the AI. Some AI units come across my path and I do mop them up for my squad because it's a squad resolution, but it is when I go choose my opponents, I choose the 2 human players. So yeah. So anyway, I'm going to come over here to the left, and I'm going to send my archers to the woods because they'll get a bonus there, and I'm going to let my horse archers harass them a bit. I was checking his army out, and I don't know why a lot of people do this. They get these huge non-upgraded armies. In my way, it's a sign of, my opinion, it's a sign of new players because they don't know that upgrades are really important. But some people like to do it as a challenge, but I don't advise it. If you're a new person listening to this, new player rather, don't do this, because this will actually make it harder for you, because these huge armies like this, they may be big and maybe lots of them, but their quality is nothing compared to any of these men and stuff. So just, you know, choose wisely.
Measure of his soldiers' courage.
So because I'm a heavy cavalry oriented force, I'm going to use maneuvering to outposition my opponent, and initially I see a really good thing happening here for me anyway. He's moving up his silver shields sort of like in a columnish type formation, and that makes it much easier to kill them. They're better if they're in a line, but I want to deal with his cavalry first. He's got a hell of a lot of archers though, they could be a nuisance.
The enemy flee. Chase them from the field and give them no rest or pity.
So I'm shooting away here, and now I'm going to come in with my cataphracts and intercept his and do a semi-surround. I'm going to send these 2 units of cataphracts and hit the side.
The gods smile upon you today. The enemy general has been killed and his men lose hard.
So my cataphracts hit the sides of his spearmen, and that is going to cause them to rout because I killed their general right away, and I saw that opening and I wanted to take it. So if you see an opening to kill an enemy general, you should always take it, especially with barbarian factions because they rout really quickly under that. So as you can see, as soon as his general was killed, and because of my upgrade difference and better positioning, I very, very decisively and very quickly defeated Dark Lord Sauron. He rage quitted here, or just quitted. I don't like it when people do that. I think it's rude. Okay, it's frustrating when you lose. I understand that.
God smile upon you today. The enemy general has been killed and his men lose hard.
It's really frustrating when you lose, and I completely understand it. Sometimes I lose really badly and it's frustrating. But you should never quit. It's just not good sportsmanship. It doesn't look good, so you shouldn't do that. It can be really frustrating, sure, I understand that, but don't just quit. It just looks bad, and it just shows bad character. So anyway, I'm just going to hammer and anvil and surround these Silver Shield Legionnaires, and they're gone as well. So battles like this wouldn't normally be this easy, but it's just a big upgrade difference that mostly did it. I did use better positioning as well, and he made a few mistakes. When you got, like, especially with pike units, don't let them get separated or go in column formation. You don't want to do that. They're not fluent moving like Legionnaires or anything, so you need to make sure you keep an eye on them and keep them together, because that's where they're strongest, and that'll play their strengths better. So I'm just cleaning up his survivors, because by this point he's rage quitted. Like I said, this is scored res, so I want to get as many kills as possible. So I took very few, if any, casualties then, and I'm shooting away here at just anything that he's got left, and I'm going to squish these silver shields here. It's alright, I wouldn't advise charging into pikes with any cavalry unit, but if you can hit the sides and then have another unit coming from the other side, you can easily rout them, especially with cataphracts. But in this case, its upgrade difference is really, really big, so it just doesn't really matter. So that's Dark Lord Sauron, who was a Seleucid player, defeated. And the AI is going at it over here. It looks to be Gaul got defeated by Carthage, and Carthage doesn't have a hell of a lot left, so Macedon will probably kill it. The other human player, the only one left now that Dark Sauron has left, Juliang, is hanging out in the woods here with his or her 7 barbarian noble cavalry.
Flee! Chase them from the field and give them no rest or pity.
So, as you can see, I'm just moving my men into another location at the moment. I'm on triple speed here because it's a long battle. I suppose we can have a bit of a look at this AI fight. Again, I'm sorry guys that it was AI, but it was actually a pretty good fight for me, this one, and I did fight human AI opponents, so that was good. So it looks to be like Macedon is, well, it's pretty even between Macedon and Carthage. Now see,
shows his value. He is filled only by a desire to save his own skin.
So the AI decides to send 2 units of these Royal Pikemen out, and I can't really just ignore them. They're too tempting a target. So I'm just going to shoot them with my arrows, weaken them out a bit, thin them out, because they are quite heavily upgraded, gold and whatnot. So that'll be a good match for Cataphract, so I don't want to just be stupid about it. So I'm sending 3 each side, and I'm sending my horse archers to shoot them in the back. My other archers are a bit further back though, but fortunately they turn here, and I'm just going to shoot them right now. So this is just a good way to get rid of stray pike units. Just mass archer fire into their flanks. Look at this. This unit's just gone down hugely. And here, this is how you defeat pikemen. You just surround them like this with cavalry, and you can just squash them. So that's the end of them. But I noticed Juliang, the only other human player left, coming in with these barbarian noble cavalry, and this is really wasteful on her. I think for some reason I keep thinking it's a female. I'm not sure if it is. It just sounds like a female name. But whoever this person is, it's kind of wasteful what they do with these cavalry, because they've got a whole lot of other units like chosen axemen and just, you know, general Germanian style units. They send all these cavalry out here to face me, and without any support, and then they've got no upgrades. So it wasn't a good move. So actually Carthage has beaten down Macedon, it would seem.
Enemy cowards, run! Drive them from the battlefield!
So I want to bait this person's cavalry, and with my horse arch, so I shoot them up a bit and I bait them, and I'm going to go after them with my cataphracts now. So Juliang isolated cavalry far from any other support against far superior cavalry like mine. I got way more upgrades, which are better anyway. So they will mass all her units onto one point. So I'm going to surround basically, and her cav. For some reason, I'm not sure if it is a woman. Sorry, I keep saying it. But Juliang's cavalry all cave in. So there's some more kills for my cataphracts, who are clocking up quite an impressive record so far. I'm shooting away at them with my horse archers and my regular archers, but now I notice several Carthaginian Sacred Band units coming. So as you can see, the AI is just really silly, spreading its units out like it always does. So that's something I really hope they improve in Rome too. I hope they make the AI more intelligent, and especially on harder difficulties, like on other games when you put the difficulty up, the AI becomes more intelligent, but on Rome Total War it stays equally stupid but gives a whole lot of unfair bonuses, which is not fair. So I would prefer an intelligent one to an unfair one. So I'm just finishing off the rest of Juliang's cavalry, which is great. Allows me to have a few more kills, and I'm bringing some of my the cataphracts back and my horse archers, my other archers, so I can deal with these advancing Carthaginian Sacred Band. But Juliang's cavalry's in full retreat, but I don't go after them because I'm sure there's other Germanian units out here, and I don't know what kind of upgrades they'd have, if they have any. But even if I went in there, if they were chosen axemen, they'd get a bonus in the forest, and my cavalry are semi-tired after doing all their running around so far, and they'd get like a negative bonus in the woods, so I might unnecessarily lose them. Plus I want to deal with these Sacred Band anyway. So I'm just going to triple speed it again, because get some things into position. It is a very long fight, so at any point skip ahead, guys, if you want to. So I'm just moving the units along, and I'm moving them into position here. I've got to be careful here though, these Sacred Band are very good. And I'm sending my units onto the side here, and I'm going to charge in here, and I'm going to hit the sides and the backs of their of these Sacred Band. This unit here I was a bit careless with, and I was a bit stupid with it because I didn't time it right, but it doesn't really matter. The Sacred Band routes here, and so does this one here. So basically that's how you do it with cataphracts. You just send one to the sides and just try and surround. It works well with cataphracts. It might be a wee bit more risky with other cavalry units. It still works, but it's a bit risky. So here I see this unit caves, and I'm going to send my cavalry in to deal with it. But there's some Sacred Band here, and these guys have got a lot of upgrades, and they'll put up a pretty good fight against this cataphract unit. Again, my units are quite tired. Well, actually they're exhausted because of all their running, so that's that. And these guys are getting shot in the sides and the back. And this unit actually routes, but it won't matter too much because now the Carthaginian will rout as well. So that's some of the AI units. I tried for the most part to avoid fighting the AI because it's just not a good challenge. And I'm just shooting this AI up here with all archer units, and it's going to rout too.
These men are perfect. They are running from the battle in terror.
So that's the AIs out of the way, thankfully. But I avoided full-on contact with them. I just got some of the other units that came after me. So I'm going to see my cataphracts back this way, but I'm going to come out over here because in a minute Juliang, who is the Germanian player and the only other human player, will bring out the rest of their forces. So here's their cavalry, what stopped routing from before rather, and I'm just triple speeding here because once again it's a huge fight. So we'll continue out this way, and yeah, so I'm talking about upgrades. A lot of people don't always upgrade. If you looked at those AI though, they all did upgrade, so if those people had remained human players, it could have been quite challenging to fight them. But the other two human opponents who survived to stay in this fight didn't, and that made it quite a lot easier for me. So let's check out this Germanian setup. So there's a lot of chosen axemen coming out of the forest. There's some berserkers, there's a heap of chosen axemen. I'm suspecting that there's at least 6 there, and about 5 or 6 chosen archers in a berserker unit. So probably 5 chosen, 6, yeah, 6 chosen axemen, a berserker, and about 4 or 5 chosen archers on top of all those cavalry. So I think this person did break CWB, but I don't know, I'm still pretty certain they didn't speak English, because I tried communicating with them and they didn't answer me. Some people don't answer, but I just got the feeling, you do run into the odd person who's foreign. It's rather tough to communicate with them, obviously. So 2 berserkers, 5 chosen axemen, 4 chosen archers, and there was 7 barbarian noble cavalry from before. So very large, also non-upgraded army. But it could have been very deadly if it stayed in the forest, but I don't want to let it have the forest fight. And although I've got a lot more upgrades, my men are all very exhausted now by all their running around and fighting. So that actually gives this Germanian player quite an opportunity here, because it's still got a hell of a lot of units. So again, I'm still triple speeding, and basically I just let my guys rest for a bit. I want to try and get them up to sort of steady, kind of, just want to get them out of exhaustion if I can help it. But I don't think it'll take, sometimes it takes a very long time, especially for cataphracts. So moving up my archers here, and they're moving like so slowly. If I go to normal speed, you'll look like crawling as they move, because they're just that tired from all the running. So my horse archers by this point are out of missiles, which is irritating. As you can see, they've got knives drawn, but I might use them as a distractionary force. And this is the thing about berserkers. I personally dislike berserkers. I think they're stupid units, that they're so overpowered. But when you war cry with them, they go into berserk mode and you've got no control. And this is a really bad thing for the Germanian player right now, because I've still got a hell of a lot of archers that can just shoot the crap out of them. So that's what I'm going to do. Berserkers are really deadly at ripping up just about everything except for phalanx units, but archers will rip them to pieces. So that's how you deal with berserkers. So one unit's pretty much gone. I'm going to send my cataphracts here in mass to do just a devastating charge and knock them right out of the game before they can inflict the irritating massive amounts of damage. So fortunately they rout, but if they had upgrades and they weren't tired and they didn't get shot up, that could have been very, very different. And now Juliang is pouring in fire, fire arrows at me rather, and I want to just avoid getting hit too much by that. I'm sitting in my own archers. Now, I'm not concerned about these chosen archer warband, I'm more concerned about these chosen axemen, because there's lots of them and my units are getting very, very tired. So I do not suspect they'll do that well against them. So I'm using my archers to pour missile fire into them, because they're not armoured and they're a two-handed unit. They've got very little defence against against arrows. So when you're facing Germania, they're very susceptible to missile fire, a lot of the units. Now I'm using my horse archers as a bit of a distraction for those arrows, which is working. But thankfully I'm able to actually thin a lot of these chosen axemen out, because it could have been quite nasty otherwise. I'm not too concerned about the arrows against my cataphracts, because they can't really do a hell of a lot, and I'm getting them out of the way anyway. All the while these chosen axemen are taking a lot of casualties due to arrows, and like I said, as you can see, they're taking huge casualties. Some of the units have been halved. So very good way to deal with Germania, because very few of the units have any defence against arrows. So missile factions like Parthia and stuff and Scythia are very good against Germania, and many other barbarian factions for that matter. But Germania is particularly unarmoured. So they're charging forward now, and they're still fresh, but a lot of their numbers have been thinned. And I see an opportunity here to surround them and because he or she is clumping the chosen axemen in, and I'm going to use my cataphracts to surround, and my archers here. So, but as you can see, my cataphracts it's pretty evenly balanced. So, in a 1-up-1, even with all my upgrades, my men are a lot more tired. But fortunately, here I get a full surround down on these chosen axemen. They're still fighting real hard, but fortunately they all cave in, so that's good. There's still a lot of these archers which can do a lot of damage. So basically, again, upgrades work in my favour because I was really more or less, my men are just all exhausted now. Everyone's exhausted. And here I charge into these chosen archers, and as you're going to see, even with all my upgrades, because of the sheer exhaustion of my troops by this point, they've been fighting pretty constantly now. They're all really tired, and the only thing that's holding them together is their upgrades basically. But fortunately, once these cavalry get in, it becomes a wee bit more dangerous. But I'm bringing in my archers into support as well, and as you can see, the Germanian player's army is starting to break, and upgrades are again working in my favour. Now, getting the mace out is important right now because I need its armour breaking abilities. So the cataphract secondary weapon, the mace, is very handy here, and my archers are very likely to get beaten pretty quickly, and they got a few point blank rush shots right there, so that's pretty nasty. And I'm not sure how my cataphracts are going right now. When I was playing it, it was pretty even because again they're just really exhausted, so that sort of nullifies their superior upgrades to a certain extent. Whoops. And here I managed to finish off the rest of, well, most of the cavalry, and here I get a charge in on these chosen archers, which are now getting mopped up by my cataphracts. So that's pretty much Julian's army gone. Again, my superior upgrades was a worthy gamble this time. It was a gamble to go with a small but heavily upgraded force, but it turned out to be a very good gamble in this game. So there's the general.
The enemy general was a fool. He sacrificed himself rather than leading his men to a dignified defeat.
So I'm just going to triple speed it a bit here again, and I will go after these remaining archers that are regrouped. And here I charge in some of my horse archers, and I'm surprised that they managed to actually rout this unit here, because horse archers are not very good at that. But here come the cataphracts, or what's left of them. Very few left now, but they have well performed today, and this is one of the reasons why.
Chase them from the field and give them no rest or pity.
This is one of the reasons why cataphracts are my favourite units. Not only do they look awesome, they're extremely reliable, and they're fairly historically accurate in this game too, which makes them my favourite unit. They can be relied upon to do a lot of things. The only thing that lets them down is probably that they get so tired fast, but again, that's very realistic and true to the fact that they're so armoured, and their morale is actually only very average. So when dealing with cataphracts, basically the best way to do is just perhaps run them around a bit, tire them if you can, and then surround them, and they should actually break pretty quickly. So here I'm just picking up whatever routers I can. So hope you guys enjoyed this so far. Sorry that 3 of the opponents were AIs. I try to avoid that wherever possible, but in this fight, unfortunately, it just happened. But this was too good a fight to pass up. But I only fought Seleucids and Germania, and I picked up a couple of those AI units that were straight away. But for the most part, I fought other human players, so that's still fair, or at least in my opinion it is. So it's just about to come to an end, and in a few more seconds it will come to an end, and we'll be able to show you the statistics. And the Germanian player could have been real deadly if he or she stayed in this forest. I think they probably would have beaten me, to be honest, if they did that. But then again, I didn't really want to go into the attack in that situation. So as you can see, the battlefield is strewn with bodies. We started way over here and we marched our way around. Picked up a few of these AI units here that came along. Got Julian's horses there, and we charged through. and dealt out the final blow in this vicinity over here. So it's cool to get some big free-for-alls going. It always is. So here's the final stats. I had 753 men and I got a fantastic 3,021 kills. Probably the highest amount of kills I've had in an extremely long time. Very few times I've ever got over 3,000. So I really enjoyed getting that. So I did fight the 2 human opponents, so it's still worthy in my eyes. I don't know what you guys think, but it's, you know, at least it's pleased me. So these guys, the 2 human players actually didn't do that great. I cleaned them up pretty quickly, but they were good opponents. Unfortunately, Dark Lord Sauron did quit, but that just happens. And this AI, the Carthaginian AI, did pretty good too, getting 2nd. So here's the stats here, and as you can see, my Cataphract's got a ridiculously large amount of kills. This one got 549, all of them getting over 250 kills. And my arch is getting way up into the hundreds as well, close to 200 for a couple of them, and my horse arch is over 150, and just everything performed really well, but as to be expected if you get 3,000 kills. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was quite long, but thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.